Welcome back to Marvel Zombies X-Men Resistance. Alright, we've got Colossus, Storm, Wolverine, and Rogue. We've got to get into the mansion. The way to get into the mansion is we have to take the blue objective, which is right here. And I think we're going to go ahead and have Colossus do that. He's the one who knocked Scott Summers' lights out, Cyclops, in the last episode. Way to go, Colossus. So we're going to have him go first. So he gets a power to start with. So he's at 1 power. So he's just going to, we're going to zoom down here and we're going to see what he's up to. Alright, we're going to have Colossus come and take the blue objective. So he's going to do 1 action to join Storm in here. His second action is to take the blue objective. And that's interesting because in this scenario, in his third action, he's going to move back here. So he's finished all of his actions. Now, when we take that blue objective, when we take the blue one and we take the red one, every time an objective is taken in this scenario, everybody gets 5 experience points. Everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I do believe now which one of us is clicking over. Colossus is then going to click over into the yellow zone. And indeed, yes, Colossus clicks into the yellow zone, which gives him +1 action. So he has 4 actions now. And I think with his extra action, he's going to move out here, getting ready to take on whatever spawns. And we do have another spawn point on the other side of the board. It will be active now. So we're going to have 3 active spawn points from now on. That's going to get a little bit tricky. Alright, that was Colossus taking his turn. Who do we want to have go next? I think we're going to have Storm going next. She's already at 1 power. Start of her turn, she's going to get another power. She's up to 2 power. For her first action, she will go ahead and rescue our civilian here. Our what do we call them? Sidekicks. They're not sidekicks. They are, of course, it doesn't say on the back. They are people we can rescue, Bolivar Trask. So now this is going to be with Storm. Once during your turn, you may spend power to allow 1 other superhero within range 2 to perform 1 action, then resume your turn. Cool! That's an actual really cool ability. And that was her first action. So now she could go ahead and give Rogue an extra activation right now. Or she could give Colossus another activation. I wonder, we think about if we want to do that. Well, that was her first action. She's got 2 remaining, so she's going to go 1, 2. And I don't think she can give that to herself. I don't believe by spending that power. Once during your turn, you may spend 1 power to allow 1 other superhero within range 2 to perform an action. I guess she won't do that. She's at 2 power. We're just going to leave it as is. I mean, we could move Colossus up here, but we're just going to leave it be. Now it's going to be basically Storm's turn very quickly. She only has 3 actions. She's at 5 experience points. You have to get to 7 to click over to Yellow Zone. Colossus is currently at 8. Alright, we either have Wolverine going next or Rogue. I think we're going to have Wolverine go. He's at 3 power, so he's going to go right to maximum power. We're going to have him take his 3 actions. Alright, Rogue is a free open door action, but you know what? Wolverine's going to have 3 actions. He's kind of in the middle of nowhere right now. So he's just going to go 1 action to here. His second action then is he will open this door. And we probably should have done that before. Oh no, we can't. We had to take the objective. I was going to say before we took the objective, everybody clicked over to yellow. Ooh! That was his second action. He has an action remaining. However, we've just opened the door, which means we have to spawn. There's 2 spawn points in the mansion. This door is closed, so we're just going to be spawning in here. And then we have a sidekick, a civilian to look at. Let's take a look at our civilian first. Who did we find? Alicia Masters. Once during your turn, you may spend 1 less power to use any skill. Ooh, that's actually pretty cool. I like it. Alright, but we do have 2 spawn points. We're in the yellow, so let's spawn up in the upper corner first. Ooh, this could get ugly. And we're into the yellow. Spawn, then activate. Oh dear. So we're going to get 2 brutes, and they're going to activate right away. Oof. That's really bad, because what's going to happen here is the 2 brutes are going to spawn right here, and they are immediately going to go into the space with our civilian. So I got to get her out, and then we're going to spawn in the next zone. Alright, I have found the miniature for our card, Alicia Masters. Here she is. I'm going to put the card in there with her. She may be no more pretty soon, because if these guys activate again, she's going to be wiped out. And what happens if you lose one of the civilians or the bystanders, I guess. God, I couldn't remember what they're called. So if you lose one of them, everybody loses one power. And you lose at anyone that has heroic trait cards, you lose them all. So that's the penalty for losing one of your civilians. We don't want to, but I don't know how we're going to get over there. We have Wolverine has one action remaining, 1-2 to open the door. We have another spawn point as well. All right, let's go for the yellow spawn point right here, and oh god, extra activation, one extra activation. All brutes get an extra activation. Oh dear. Well, it means, yeah, just as I said, what it means now is Alicia is toasted. She has been annihilated by the brutes. And now they're sitting here waiting to come down. And I'm pretty sure both of them take her out. They both get an activation. I don't think one takes her out and the other one moves. Oh, wow. So Wolverine has one more action. He could move into the building, or he could move back here. I think he's going to... oh, and we lost a civilian, as I just mentioned. So everybody loses one power. So Colossus goes down to nothing. Storm goes down to 1. Wolverine goes down to 3. Rogue didn't have any yet anyway. And nobody has a heroic trait card to lose, but that's what would happen. Oh! Okay, well, easy come, easy go. We've lost our first civilian bystander very, very quickly. Didn't stand a chance. Maybe you shouldn't open the door, Wolverine. Well, anyway, it is what it is. He's got one action remaining. You know what? I think he's going to move. Well, you can't even see him. He's right in front of the door. Oh, man, one left. I got to think about what we want to do with him. I think he is going to move once right here. Or hang on, he could power up. Actually, he could get a heroic trait right now, because the penalties already happened to everybody. And so now he could get a heroic trait. I think he'll do that. He'll just wait at the door and pick up a heroic trait. Let's see, what does he get? He gets discard before attacking, gain +1 range. Ooh, that's, wow, +1 range for him? That's pretty cool. Alright, that's what he's got. That's going to be the end of Wolverine's turn. That was pretty nasty. And up last, we have Rogue. Alright, we have Rogue in the building, and I think Rogue is just going to go 1, 2 to here. Oh, Rogue gets a power. 1 power. She goes 1, 2. And I think for her third and final action, she will power up, taking her up to 3 power. Yeah, I think that's what she's going to do. Alright, now for some nasty business. All of the zombies on the board are going to activate, and we actually have 3 brutes and a couple of runners now. I'm going to figure out exactly where they're going. Alright, we'll take a look up here. This brute, of course, is going to come right in here with Rogue, but they only have 1 action, so they just move in there. Let's hope they don't activate again, or Rogue's going to take a damage. Ooh, that won't be good. And these 2 are going to move down the stairs into this location, ready to come out the door and come at Wolverine. Alright, we have a couple of runners down here. Let's see where they're going to go. Alright, if we look at the couple of runners, they are 1, 2, 3 away from Colossus. They are 1, 2, 3 away from Wolverine. So they're going to split up. So this runner is going to go 1, 2, and this runner is going to go 1, 2. They didn't get to anybody for attacks, but they are on their way. Okay, that's going to be the end of everybody's turn. Up next is going to be spawn time. So, yeah, let's get spawning. This time we have 3 spawn points. So we're starting at the upper left, then down here, and then up here. Alright, let's go over on this spawn point, and we're in the yellow zone. Yeah, we're in the yellow zone. This is getting a little bit crazier. Alright, yellow zone, we get all brutes. Overdrive! Move all brutes up to 2 zones, if possible. Any superheroes in a zone they enter lose all their power. Are you freaking kidding me? So where did they go? Move all brutes up to 2 zones, if possible. Any superheroes In a zone, they enter, lose all their... okay, I'm going to have to interpret this somehow, because... do they just motor on through wherever they can go? Or do they stop when they get to somebody? Let me think about this. I think I have to take it literally. Move all brutes up to 2 zones, if possible. Any superheroes in a zone, they enter, lose all of their power. Oh, wow. That's nasty. Alright, well, to make sense of it all, this brute's going to go in here. Well, these two are going to go here. And then they're going to go where Rogue is. So all 3 of these are going to go where Rogue is. So basically, Wolverine and Rogue lose all their power. Wolverine was up to 3, and so is Rogue. They both lose all their power. And then this one is going to go 1 into here with Colossus and Storm. They're going to lose all their power, so everybody's back to 0. Now, where would this one go? It can move up to 2. Would it go back to where Rogue is? Possibly? Does that even make sense? Or would it stay here? I guess it'll move back to Rogue so that it enters... Everyone lost all their power. Wow, and that's just the first spawn. Oh my goodness, these guys are nasty. Alright, over to the spawn in the bottom right. I'm pretty sure that's how that should work. Alright, oh man, that was ugly. Alright, yellow zone. Oh, hidden bystander. Spawn a bystander, ignore any too late card, then draw another spawn card for this zone. Hidden bystanders and enemies ignore each other. Roll a die. After each of its activations, on a 5+, the bystander is no longer hidden. Alright, we're going to have a hidden bystander, and then we get another spawn. Alright, I'm going to pull a bystander card. Who's our hidden bystander? It will be Maria Hill. She's a fighting bystander, which means if anyone attacks her, if she rolls a 5 and 6, she doesn't die. The other one that got taken out in the mansion was not a fighting bystander, so she just gets crushed. Alright, once during your turn, you may spend a power to automatically eliminate 1 brute within range 1. Okay. Alright, let me get her out. Yeah, and then we'd have another spawn here yet anyway. Alright, found her figure here, so we're going to put her in the spawn point. Now remember, she's hidden, so we're going to leave this card here with her on top of the card. Because after the zombies move, then she has to roll to become unhidden. I believe that's how that works. But we still have to spawn here. And if it's a too late, we just discard it and do another spawn. So we got all zombie heroes extra activation. 1 extra activation. Well, guess what? We don't have any zombie heroes on the board. Thank goodness. So she's here by herself. That's actually pretty cool. Alright, we have a final spawn point right here. Let's get to it. Alright, the final spawn point. We have 1 runner there in the yellow, and we get 4 walkers. Ooh, 4 of them. Wow, this is our first bunch of walkers. Wow, 1, 2, as I take the... Oh man, these guys really like to lock arms, don't they? So now we have 4 walkers and a runner there. Alright, and now I have to check the movement. Activate enemies. Okay, so spawn enemies, bystanders. Sacrifice, alright, let me reread that. I don't think our bystander does anything this turn. Alright, so taking a look at the rules. During activation is when the bystander would do her stuff, not during the spawning enemies. So spawning enemies, she just shows up, she's hidden. At the end of the enemy movement, during next turn, if there's enemy movement, then she would move towards the nearest hero and then roll on a die to 5, plus she's no longer hidden. So that's how she works. So right now she's just showing up on the board at the spawn point in hidden form. Alright, we're going to leave it off there today. So we've got the blue activation space taken care of. We've got 3 brutes in here with Rogue. Gee, I wonder what she's going to do next time. If Colossus Storm, Wolverine open the door while the entire room here is empty now, which is actually okay. And everyone lost all of their power because of those brutes. That's brutal. Alright, thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, likes, Marvel Zombies, X-Men Resistance. We're doing the second scenario. And it's called Breaking and Entering. And we have one other objective to take here, and then everyone's got to get to the exit. All heroes must survive or we lose the scenario. How I will play the game as sort of a house rule thing. If we actually lose a hero, if we can complete the mission and we lose a hero or 2 or 3, but we still complete the mission, we're going to carry on as just those ones will be eliminated and out of the game. We'll have to choose different ones. So thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow for the continuation of Marvel Zombies X-Men Resistance.